Hello and welcome to the next episode of Joe Martin Show. Today I'm here with the Lemon Tree. So can you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Steven.
I'm Sal.
So how did the band start?
So the band originally started back in
Talking to the mic, Steve.
Oh, my bad. The band started back in 2019 when me and a friend at the time we wanted to start a band. It was like the high school band stuff. We never really got around to it in high school until we graduated, and so we had more free time. And so in like the summer of 2019, me and a friend started the Lemon Trees. We had 2 songs out for a while, and then he decided to leave, do his own thing. So just me for a while, and then I had 2 other people that were just not fill-ins, but they were just there just to play the songs live. And so I asked my friend Sal,
that's me,
to join.
That's nice.
And that was in 2021. And we had a drummer, Isaac, for a while. He's still a homie. He's still around. But eventually he left. And now we have Julian, who couldn't be here today.
Oh, okay, wow, that's post-pandemic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. And how did you guys get to this point? Because I was looking at your music, and there's like a bunch of singles at first, and then you had the recent release to I'm trying to remember the name of the song, and I really enjoyed it because with each step along the way, like your releases, the production quality got better and better as it went on.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, because moving on. That one was like
moving on.
peak.
Yeah, see, I was telling Steve, because I was listening to the songs. Anything before, I think, Tomorrow. Well, actually, you did some by yourself after, but most of the stuff, like the albums, that was done all like by Steve. And like, I think after Tomorrow, Perfect Strangers, Moving On, I recorded Tomorrow here in this room. Freddie, our friend Freddie, who's helping us record the album, actually, he recorded Perfect Strangers and Moving On. So we're kind of taking jumps. We might not be like going to like a studio like maybe other bands are doing, but like we're getting people that are like, I guess Freddie's an audio engineer, kind of.
Yeah.
That's what he went to school for. Kind of starting out with like trying to like open up the studio or get to that point where he could like record studio quality stuff. So he helped us out a lot on those recent songs, and like I'm glad you noticed, because
yeah. I was listening to them. I was like, damn, this is impressive. And the fact that it's you guys doing it yourselves, that's even better.
Yeah, well, now it's mostly Freddie.
Yeah,
we
now
just kind of show up and play, which is a lot easier, actually.
And I was recently seeing that the reason why I found out about you guys is because you guys are opening for Archer O, and they're kind of homies right now, and it's it's exciting to see like other bands from other areas like also opening up for them, because like I want to get into like the indie scene, and finding you guys was like a treat, because I haven't really delved into like the San Antonio the San Antonio scene, so learning about you guys and others has been like pretty exciting. How did you guys get that gig?
Honestly, I was talking to Freddie about it, and I was just saying it was luck, because I'm a fan of Archer O. I've been a fan of them since high school, and so I saw that they were they're having a show here a few months ago, and I saw that the Paper Tiger had announced it, and I just said, I'm gonna shoot my shot. And I commented on the post, and I was just like, if y'all need a local opener, we're down, just to get the word out there. And then I'm going to say a few hours later, one of the promoters of the show hit us up about it. And before asking Sal and Julian, I said yes automatically.
That's badass.
That's how we got it.
And how do you feel? Because it's like in yours, like 2 weeks as well, right? The show?
What's today? Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks already? Wow.
Yeah.
Because yours is like after McAllen, right? It's McAllen, San Antonio, right?
I believe
or
so.
It's the other way around.
I think, yeah.
Dude, it's exciting.
Hell yeah. It's honestly, this show is going to be amazing, and I think it's going to be one of the best ones we've done so far.
Yeah, I always enjoy playing with Paper Tiger, because it kind of feels like, what Steve always says, it feels like you kind of made it a little bit,
Yeah.
Because when you get to play Paper Tiger, that's when like these bigger bands are like playing there. So you're kind of like, oh damn, I'm playing with them.
Yeah,
too.
here in San Antonio, I've noticed that like when you're younger and you want to play music here at the scene and all that, the goal is just I want to play with the Paper Tiger, and so it's pretty cool. This is gonna be our I want to say our fourth time playing. There. There's the main stage and then the side stage. This is going to be, I think, the side stage though. But the main goal is the main stage one day.
Yeah, because when it comes to like venues, I always hear about Paper Tiger in San Antonio. Like that's always like the spot that everybody like performs at. So it's cool because like for us, it's the venue that everybody wants to play is Cine Rey, which is like the theater.
I feel like I've heard of that.
And I mean, it's the what?
I feel like I've heard of it on Instagram.
Yeah, that's usually like the big one. If it's not Cine Rey, then it's the Gremlin in McAllen.
Those are cool names for
I know
places.
I mean, and how's like how?
I'm sorry.
Oh, go on.
No, I was gonna shout out Pink Zeppelin that we have here. It's a little record shop.
That's also a really cool place to play.
Yeah, they host shows. We have Tandem on the southeast side. It's a little, I want to say like coffee bar, right?
I think it's a coffee bar.
A lot of bands play there too. It's honestly pretty cool to see that after the pandemic, like everyone like starting to come back out. More venues have popped up here in San Antonio. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that's what I noticed because I joined in with my scene kind of late. So like there was a lot of these popular venues that just disappeared after the pandemic. Like a really popular one was called trying to remember right now. Fuck, I can't remember. I forgot, but there was like a bunch of these venues that just like disappeared, but now there's new ones coming over. So I mean, it's a good thing that the music scene's still surviving after what had happened.
Oh
yeah.
What is your scene like, anyways, over there?
It's popping right now.
It's
popping.
Cool.
Yeah, honestly, the scene here it's changed a lot over the years. Now I would say that it's a lot of love now. People try to help people out, I try to help the bands that are starting, artists that are starting, I throw out the names out there. I help whoever I can. That's kind of how it is around here.
It's cool to see too, because sometimes we'll get shows and they'll be like, oh, so-and-so mentioned you. And, like we try to like go back and forth, do that too. But like, it's cool because it's like kind of like a community,
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is.
Damn, it's cool. Like, yeah, the reason that's is because recently there was this TikTok that went kind of a little bit viral, like in the Texas music scene. It was comparing like different music scenes. It was comparing Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, McAllen, and some other city. And basically, like, it was basically a fight between San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston, and McAllen got it kind of like left out, and people were like shitting on us, like, oh, like you guys don't really have much going on. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I think you said it was a TikTok? I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It was like Orion 224 or something like that.
You don't know what he's talking about, bro. Tell him to come to San Antonio.
And what kind of a band, like other indie bands exist there? Because I know there's bands like Opaque Ghost, right? Or
Opaque Ghost.
Yeah.
Do a little shout out to
Floats and some others.
Floats. Shout out to like Floats. I'm gonna say Floats. Opaque Ghost. Sungate Park. Man, I always lose names. Not gonna lie.
Street Lamp's another.
Street Lamp.
Street Lamp.
Heroes. Lemon Disco. The other Lemon guys. They're the homies. Shout out to Life is Beautiful. Dude, there's just a lot, honestly, that we're all homies with, and shout out to all of them. Because I can't really think of names right now.
Yeah, like when you're put on the it's hard when you're put on the spot, like
yeah.
you're trying to think of these names.
But just know it's all love, and shout out to those people.
If we didn't mention you, you're in our heart. We just couldn't come up with a bunch of names right now.
And how did you guys come up with that name, the Lemon Trees?
Oh, so back in 2019, whenever the old friend was in the band, we let's just say we got really into clouds that night. And so when we decided to start the band, we were just thinking of names. And so we took a ride to the local store and we saw this street called Surf Rider. And so we decided, let's be called the Surf Riders. And we were comparing the names to the local bands here to see if it sounded cool. And so we're the Surf Riders for a bit. Eventually we drove up to his house, sat in his truck, and I don't know why we started talking about our grandma's lemon tree and how they both have lemon tree. And I'm not being dramatic. We sat there for about a minute without talking, and we just literally said the lemon trees, and that's how the name came to be.
Stuck by.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of inspirations do you guys draw from when it comes to the sound? Because I mean, it's not just indie; it's other stuff involved, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I would say me, Sal, and Julian have different music tastes. So it's pretty cool to see like this new album that we're doing. We're trying to write it all together in one room, so it's like all the sounds coming together as one. For me, top 3, I'm gonna go with Blink-182, of course. Local Homies Floats and Alkaline Trio. Those were my takes coming from.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I draw any artist specifically because I listen to a lot of music and like my music changes. My music taste changes a lot throughout like every year. But like right now, I would say I'm listening to The Strokes a lot, trying to learn some of their riffs. So maybe I'll draw on that. I like Arctic Monkeys a lot. I listen to them a lot. Those are the only 2 bands that kind of come to mind right now. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of draw from that for the music taste. I know Julian's more of like, he's like heavy, right?
What about you, Julian? What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think, Julian?
Yeah, he's like, he listens to like all the heavy stuff.
I know he says he really likes Deftones. I think he said it was his favorite band.
Deftones, yeah.
Yeah, whenever I see those memes, or not memes, but like pictures where it says like a circle, like the 5 bands you listen to a lot, whatever. Deftones, Arctic Monkeys, and The Strokes are often like the most like cited ones when it comes to like the modern scene.
Now I feel like kind of a poser.
Now you pose a little bit. Way to go.
No.
Deftones is really good. Arctic Monkeys is good. Strokes are good. They're like, I feel like everyone kind of draws from them, you know, like big bands. But yeah.
Yeah, because like I was making that kind of joke with our local scene where like the typical like scene goer has the Misfits black shirt, ripped blue jeans, and either Converse or Vans. Once in a while, you get the Doc Martens.
Same over here, honestly.
Yeah, I always wear Doc Martens.
The Ronald McDonald.
Don't worry, I wear them too. I mean, they're good. They're good boots.
Yeah, I love them.
Just Vans. I wear Vans 24/7.
Which ones do you wear? The classic ones or no?
Yeah, these are the classic ones, right?
I don't know. I don't know. Wear Vans.
I was gonna say.
I just wear the slip-on Vans because those are like the most convenient shoes.
You remember the checkered Vans when they were a thing?
Yeah, checkered Vans.
The checkered Vans.
Dude, checkered Vans were a thing for like a long time. Even
And
like
then-
way before they came back.
Yeah, the
Shout
one
out to
that
Checkered
I most associate those with is Weird Al because he would wear them a lot.
Yeah.
I miss my Vans.
And what was the process when you were making that newest song? Was it coming? Moving on. What was like the process? Because you guys mentioned like now you're working with somebody else. It was Freddie, right?
Yeah.
What was the process like writing a song, working together? Because now it's very different. So like, what was the process on that?
You want me to tell them the truth, bro?
Nah, just make something up.
No, this song, I'm gonna say this. This song took like 3 months,
Yeah, it took a while.
maybe even 5. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
to just even do. You know, got a lot of schedule things going on, but the process of it was whenever we were actually working, we actually got that shit done.
Yeah, we just kind of like, we do it at his house. We just kind of show up and like, if Steve has an idea or if anyone has an idea, we kind of like just like go with it. And I don't know, it usually just starts with like a riff. And actually, I don't even know how that song started because I remember I missed one day because I was like, I have school, I can't show up. And then I came the next day and Freddie and Steve actually had like basically like the first like 30 seconds of the song done, like the intro.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, and then I was just like, whoa,
Damn.
I didn't even know what happened. I just show up and there's like already a song started.
Honestly, that's probably how it started.
Yeah. It's cool though, doing it with Freddie, because it kind of like, if Freddie wasn't doing it, it would either be me or Steve, but like it kind of takes kind of the pressure of like trying to record everything. And I know like me, at least, like when I record stuff, Steve knows. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it this way. I want to like redo it again, and like I want to sound it like make it sound this way. And then I always end up like being like, maybe we should change this, or maybe we should do this. And like with Freddie, and then I have to like record it too, and then like I'm just like, I don't like how it turned out. You know, it's kind of like that thing when you do it, like you want to get it like perfect, so like you just keep on redoing and redoing and redoing it. But when someone else is recording, like they have like their judgment, and they're like their job is to like kind of like record it. So like they'll record it, and then like when they think it's good, they'll like stop you and they'll be like, yeah, that's good, instead of you being like, no, let me do it again, you know.
And Freddie, like whenever we do vocals, he makes me do like 30 takes all together. Honestly, like word, the first word, I'll say it, and then he'll stop, and then again.
But see, that's what's good with working with someone else with like Freddie, because like he'll stop you. It's kind of annoying, but he'll stop you when it's messed up. And you know, if we were to do it, we'd probably like do the whole thing, and then like afterwards we'll listen to it and be like, oh, it's messed up, and we'd have to like go back and do it. But like he'll just kind of stop you and be like, no, try it again. That way you're not wasting as much time, you know.
Yeah, what's the song about? Because like sometimes I like to read along to lyrics, and I'm not sure if the lyrics are up for that song yet right now.
I know I put them up, but they never popped up on Spotify and all that. But I know I put them out there. It's just about
moving on, basically.
Just letting go of everything that's been going on and just moving on. Just can't hold on to that past, because why live in the past when you could write your future? You know. That sounds cheesy, but that's really what it is.
See, I was telling Steve too, I was like, maybe we should be moving on, because it's a little too on the nose, you know.
Fun fact: that song was titled "Tom My Dong" for the longest time.
Yeah, I remember telling Steve, I was like, we should just name it "Tom My Dong." Like that's a good name for a song. Like it'll be funny. So he's like, nah, we shouldn't.
That was a serious song.
Well, I mean, at the very least. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I'm trying to remember. Why was it Tom My Dong?
I think Freddie just typed it in. Like he was just like, "Oh, Tom My Dong," or I think you were talking.
I was probably talking about Tom DeLonge.
Yeah, and then he was just like, "Oh, Tom My Dong," and he just typed it in.
It's probably okay. Yeah, it's probably what it is.
No, at the very least, it's not following this trend where that I started noticing where like different indie songs, whenever it comes to like the past or like unrequited love, it's always comparing them to ghosts. So there's a bunch of songs called like Ghost Girl or Being Haunted about her, and I'm just like,
hey, take notes, bro. Come on, write the next song about a ghost. That's what they get out there.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of artists cool. Like, yeah, I guess I know like Shirley Temple. They have one called Ghost Girl. One of the like the popular songs with Tony Jupiter. Not that like I'm attacking them or anything. Like, I talked with them about it before. It's kind of like, I wonder what it is with. I guess the past haunting you.
I feel like there's always like trends like
haunting you. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
There's always like people like. I feel like it's not on purpose, but like they just end up like doing ghosts for some reason. Maybe it's like everyone's like collectively thinking about it and they just do it. But I don't know.
But now for that we have to write a song about a ghost.
Yeah, it's a new song on the album.
New song coming out called Ghost.
Ghost Girl. God. And what are you guys like most excited for? Because you mentioned that you're doing not just the Archer O show, but you're doing like a bunch of shows, and I think that's usually a good sign because sometimes bands struggle to get shows. I'm not sure it's the same thing over there, but like over here, it becomes an issue where sometimes the same bands are in the same lineup over and over again, and that kind of like pushes out certain bands. What's the situation over there with you guys?
I will say that does happen here too. That happens a lot. No shade though. That's just how things.
No. It's just how it is.
But for the shows that we have coming up, it's pretty exciting. Like I said, we have the Archer O show on the 11th. And then the 13th, it's going to be at Sam's Burger Joint. That show, it's a special one because we're the only artist playing. There's no other opener, headline. We're the actual headliner. And then I believe it's the 16th, the following Friday is coming up after that. It's
the 13th.
No, we have another show.
Oh yeah, I forget. I always just show up.
No, he just shows up.
Yeah,
you show up.
He tells me like a day before, and I'm just like, oh, okay, because I forget.
Not even. I tell him like an hour before the show starts. Like, hey, don't forget we have a show and all that. Now,
just tell me when to show up, and I'll show up.
The 16th is the Pink Zeppelin one. I don't know the bands we're playing with because we literally just got the show yesterday, so I haven't really checked it out. But I do know they're from San Marcos, so it's a traveling band coming over here. And then
16th.
that's the 16th.
What did you say about that one? I don't even remember. I don't even remember agreeing with that one.
I know I sent it.
You probably did. I just forget.
And then that's all we actually have for right now because we decided not to take a show in January for writing the album and all that stuff. But like I said, shows bands here when they have their shows, they have their homies and all that, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
sometimes I don't know how to say this without being something mean, you know?
What do you mean?
Like there's bands that do that, but they have to like expand, you know? Like he was saying, like it's cool when the bands like bring out other bands from other towns and all that.
Yeah,
I could see from a promoter's perspective where there's like a lot of like risk aversion, and so like they specifically choose the same bands over and over again because they want to, of course, make their money back and all that stuff. Which kind of like sucks for like smaller bands where you can be like inclusive of other genres or other bands.
But you know, it is what it is. It's all love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the album.
That too.
Yeah, because like I don't know. We've been saying like we don't want to take too many shows now because we really want to get it done. Because we've been saying we're gonna get this album done
for like the past.
Yeah, we're originally like let's release it in November.
Yeah,
and we're like way past that. But it's mostly like scheduling because it's kind of hard to get everyone together to record, and then we don't want to do it like just one of us because then like it's kind of like it's harder to do, I guess, and it's like it's better when everyone's there so we could like kind of like interject our ideas and stuff.
No, yeah, I get you. It's like when that there was that interview with that actor from Lord of the Rings. What was it, Ian McKellen, where like they started doing like the Hobbit films, and he was saying like it was just him in the green room, and he wasn't like acting with the other actors, so like, he just felt like isolated from everybody else.
Yeah, I saw that with the dude that plays Professor X. What's his name?
Patrick Stewart.
Is it a Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart. Yeah. He said he did that thing for Doctor Strange, that he never met any of the actors, and it was just him in the green screen.
That stuff's sad.
Yeah. Hopefully music doesn't get to that point.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just movies.
Yeah, just not even movies, bro.
What do you guys, out of curiosity, like since we're on that topic, what do you guys think about like those AI music coming out like from different like rappers or like previous rock stars? They're just like using their voice and making these new songs.
That's scary.
I actually like it. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool too.
Yeah. But I mean, you could tell it's AI. Maybe down the line it'll be more of a problem. But like, I don't know. I think it's cool because like they're like a bunch of stupid music videos.
Yeah.
Or like it's also good like if. Well, actually, I don't know if that's good. I was gonna say with dead people, so you could hear like how they would like do a song. But I guess that's kind of bad because you're kind of just like AI and someone that's like dead.
Yeah.
But
see what I'm saying? That's what's scary about it, dude. AI is scary, but at the same time,
it's cool.
You can have fun with it, make it cool.
Dude, is there any way like you guys would see it as like a positive? Because people always focus on like on the negative parts of it. Because I mean, it is scary. But is there like any ways where like I'm not sure if you guys have used it yet, but like, is there any ways you can be used as a tool to like help out your creative outlets or no?
I think so. I know AI is big in like I think it's big in music production actually because I think there's like dolls or like recording software you could use and like it'll kind of just like poop out like a chord progression for you and like you could just like use that to build off of. I mean, it kind of sucks because like you're not really like putting that much effort to it, but some people, it's easier like when you're starting out to do something like that. I know guitar plugins is another thing too, like effects, like amp sims and stuff. There's like a bunch of like AI amp sims now. I think it's called like NAM or something, like NAM, and like it's just this thing where you could make with an AI tool or whatever, you could make like your own amp sims, and they say it's pretty good. I haven't tried it, but it could be used as like an actual tool. I don't know about just like going in to make a song.
Yeah, I don't think you just make a whole song out of AI. I don't think you should be out there promoting that.
Yeah, you should use it as a tool, but like only a tool.
Don't use it as your main source.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it would be kind of soulless in a while. Like I think people would figure it out because even without AI, I mean, there's like a how would you say it? Like once you people realize what kind of formulas work. I forgot what the name of the song. What the name of the song was, or like the video where they used all these pop songs with the same chord progression. I forget who it was. I think it was like Friday the Conchords or whatever. But like they were just showing how all these pop songs basically have the same chord structure. So like even without AI, it's already happening with people using the same chords over and over again because they
But I
work.
tell Steve too. Because sometimes we end up using the same chords.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how music is too. I think once you get into like the theory of it, you'll notice
Mhm.
like chord progressions are kind of like there's only so many you can use.
There's only
you
so
know?
many you can use and so
So,
many progressions.
Yeah, and then there's like people like that, you know, like I know some bands, I know it's mostly in jazz. I think like there's like fusion jazz now, but like
Mhm.
they'll have like 20 chords or like 40 different chords inside a song, and like
Oh shoot!
it sounds really cool when you're into that. But for like the average listener, like you don't really want to hear like 40 different chords in one song, you know? But I mean it's cool. I mean, as long as you're not too basic, you know, like
Mhm.
use the same 3 chords over and over again. But you know, there's only so much you could do with music.
Mhm. Have you guys figured it out why like that tends to happen? Like what makes people like specific chords or different like specific sounds?
Beats me, bro. I have
I don't
no
know.
clue.
I guess it's just the genre, because a lot
Yeah.
of genres they'll just end up using the same
Yeah, if it
chords.
sounds catchy, they're
Yeah.
gonna just keep using it.
But
Mhm.
I mean, it's part of the genre, you know. Like when you're using like 4 different chords and like every song's kind of like that. Like that's just kind of like it gives it that vibe, you know. So like
Mhm.
if you try to make something in a certain genre and like you're adding like some random chord, or you try not to be like everyone else, like you could do that, but you'll probably end up with a different genre, you know, like
Yeah,
a
they
different
start
mix.
a whole new genre.
Yeah,
right
so like that's probably what
How-
happens. But
How do you guys like keep your music fresh? Because you mentioned like sometimes some songs sound similar. How do you guys have to balance? Like, how do you guys balance not sounding the same as like your previous songs, but also making sure you don't sound like other people? Because then people start accusing like, oh, you're just copying this band or you're copying this band, whatever.
that's really tough, you know.
You want the honest truth?
Go for it.
We play rock paper scissors on
Yeah.
on
We
on
flip a
riffs.
coin.
Yeah, we flip a coin. No, honestly, that's what I like about writing songs when it's all of us here, especially with Freddie. With we have ideas, someone will call it out, sounds the same, or if it's just a different key or something like that, someone will call it out and we can work on it. That's usually
Mhm.
how it goes.
See, and that's I feel like what makes a good band too is like when all your members are kind of like into different music taste, you know?
Yeah, because you bring it all together.
Yeah, because if it's just one person, like it'll kind of like you might get too repetitive. Or might be able to like catch yourself, you know, when you're doing that.
Mhm.
But it's kind of hard sometimes because like I don't know, because you don't do it on purpose. Sometimes you'll come up with a chord progression or like a riff, and like you'll play and you're like, wow, this is really good. And then like you play it to someone else and they're like, oh, that's just this.
Yeah.
And then you're just like,
No.
oh, I didn't know. You know, it's sometimes you don't catch it, but
Like for example, like moving on, the riff sounds like what's the song called? Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your
Oh.
best shot. It's literally just played like 2 notes
we
differently.
were too late into recording to
Yeah.
like change a lot of stuff. But I mean, it's cool because it's a different thing, you know. Like it might sound, it's kind of like when you're listening to like someone new and like you're like, oh, they have this sound, but with this other person, you know. And like it's like kind of like you're taking like influences and like it's inspiration from other people and you're making it into like a new thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. And with this new coming up album, like, what made you guys go from just releasing singles to like actually making an album this time around?
I think me and Sal just said it was time. The first 3 albums, it was all me with the help of
Mhm.
a few other friends. And when Sal joined, we only had Tomorrow and Perfect Stranger, and those songs were made within like 6 months of each other. So we haven't made anything new until Moving On. So when we made it, we agreed we should just actually do an album. And it's been like 2 years, maybe 3 since the last one. So we just figured it was time.
Oh,
Yeah. And also, I don't know. I feel like this album's gonna be kind of special too because it's not just Steve. Like,
Yeah,
no
it's a-
offense, but like
It's a whole like it's an
It's
actual
new,
band
yeah.
now. Like,
and like
that's what I'm excited.
we don't really know how it's gonna kind of sound because like I feel like we're still trying to find. Well, now that like me and Julian are in the band, you know, like it's
Mhm.
we have to find a different sound. Well, not a different sound, but like it's gonna sound different, you know, because it's three different, like two other people like in the band, you know. So like we're kind of like trying to see what vibe we could.
All the sounds come together.
Yeah,
that's what it's gonna be.
Thanks, exciting. Is there like any specific themes you guys are exploring when it comes to the album itself, or no? Because I know sometimes people do like concept albums, or sometimes people just choose whatever songs they have already built up.
Without spoiling too much, I will say as of right now, it's the album's kind of like about what makes the lemon trees. Without spoiling it too much, I will say that it's about us. I'll say that.
And are these songs going to be performed before the album comes out, or how are you guys planning that out?
So we're already playing Moving On. I will say if we finish the song before the RTR show, we could actually play it and debut it at the RTR show.
Like right now, we're kind of like doing it as it goes, you know. Like we don't we don't have all the songs ready yet, but like we're kind of like working through. We kind of agreed that instead of, because we had like a couple of songs like demos, and we would do that, and then we'd kind of stop and we'd work on another song, and then we'd stop that one and work on another song, and like we were kind of doing that, and that's kind of like why we took so long too with this past song, because we were really like locked in, you know, and we kind of agreed like let's just do one song and let's keep on working on that song until that one's finished, then we can move on to the next song, because you know, just going back and forth, like you won't get anything done, you know. We have like I would say maybe like 3 or 4 songs that are kind of just like there, but like they're unfinished and they're kind of like just like really rough, you know.
Yeah, like one's just probably like 30 seconds and it's just an intro.
Yeah, so like they're ideas, but like it's hard to get something done when you're just jumping back and forth from ideas. So it's good to like lock in, and like now like we're working on another song. I would say it's almost done, but that song took us like what?
Actually focusing, I'm gonna say without the days we weren't there, like a total 5.
Yeah, like
a total of 5 days.
Yeah, like 5 days. I mean, it took like a month, but like we met 5 days, you know.
Yeah,
because like we actually focused on that one, and like we almost have it out already, and like doing it the other way is just like, because we don't meet like all the time, you know. Like we have to like, because Julian works, you know, and then Steve works, and then I'm going to school, and then Freddie works too, like all the time, and like our schedule's kind of like we're not able to meet constantly, so like it's kind of hard to do. So it's better if we just lock in on one song and then finish that and then move on to the next one. That way we can actually get stuff done.
And if any of these songs or ideas, which one are you like guys most excited for?
I'm gonna say this the one we're working on right now.
Yeah, Girls? I really like this one. Yeah, because I feel like all the other songs too. I don't know if I should say this. Should I tell them about the drums?
Bro, go for it.
So like, let's see, because we're doing it ourselves. We're not in a studio, so it's kind of hard to record drums. So before the other songs, you probably noticed they're either like MIDI drums or like pre-recorded drums, and like we don't want to do that anymore. We want to have
more drum tracks. We
want to have actual drums. But that's also another thing. It's kind of hard to do drums when you don't have a studio, you know, because you need kind of like that room set up, and like you could mic up a bunch of like drums, but like if that room's not treated, you know, or like
it's gonna sound bad. Yeah,
it's gonna sound bad. So that's why we kind of been working with like pre-recorded tracks or MIDI, because it's kind of robotic, but it's gonna sound better than if we were to just kind of record drums like in some like random room. And like I just think it'll sound better. Right now we're kind of experimenting, I would say. We're trying with an electric drum set, so it's an actual drummer playing. Before it was just us kind of like using like
keyboard,
like
just like a little
something on YouTube, or like royalty free, you know, or like there's
you hear the audio jungle tag.
Yeah, but we're like, if we're gonna do an album, like it's gonna kind of like, it's gonna be out there forever, you know. So we don't want to like just put it out there and it'll be like, because I mean most people might not know, but if you're a drummer, you're definitely gonna know. you're gonna be like, yeah, I know that's a MIDI track.
Yeah.
So we're trying to focus on that to finding a way to get a good like drum like sound.
No, yeah, that's always the people. That's always the most like even without like the recording process, like it's still the most expensive instrument because all these different parts are involved, and then if it breaks, it's not a simple like $50. It's probably like 200, 300, depending on what part of the drum you broke.
Yeah, and then another thing too is like just recording it. Like if you're gonna mic it up, you're not using one mic. Like if you were doing a guitar thing, you're doing like at least like 8 mics, and to record each of those mics, you need like an interface that has like 8 inputs or 16 inputs, and that's kind of expensive. On top of that, you also need like a computer that could like kind of like if you don't have the best computer and you're trying to record 8 tracks, you know, it might lag or something, or you'll get latency.
Yeah.
And I've tried to record drums with a couple mics and a little handheld recorder, and
shout out David.
It's I recorded demos for David, my friend David. Shout out to Doll Drums.
They're another band here from
they're taking off too. But I used to record little demos for David and Zoe, the drummer. But I didn't really have the proper equipment, you know, so they're just kind of like maybe like, how do you say it, like just for the vision, you know, so you could get the vibe, not like something you could release.
They're just demos.
Yeah, just little demos.
Oh, that's cool. Another curiosity, like how is the like excitement or when it comes to going from an opening band to like an opening band for like bigger bands? Because I mean, obviously there's a crowd size difference. Do you guys like notice that like as you guys go on throughout the years performing? Because to me, it'll be like, I'm not sure how aware bands are like, okay, we're going from opening bands to like a middle band or supporting band and then eventually co-headliner. Do you guys notice that, or like how is that? Because I'm always curious about that kind of stuff.
We're kind of all over the place, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah.
But I feel like that's part to also part to do with we're like, I would say now we're like an actual like band because before it was just either. Well, I don't know what Steve was doing before me.
Before Sal, it was literally just me and an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, and then I think I joined, and then we did 2 acoustic guitars. But I mean, that's like, you're not getting the vibe of what the Lemon Tree is supposed to be if it's acoustic, you know?
Yeah.
You don't kind of sound, it's weird. And like, I think we got Isaac for a couple months, and like, that was like kind of when we started like sounding more like an actual band. And now we have Julian here, and we're like, I could say like, yeah, we're a band now. Like we could like produce that sound. And I feel like that's kind of what it was too. Cause we just started like kind of like getting that band sound, you know, before we were just doing like acoustic or just 2 of us. So I feel like that's why it's kind of been on and off, you know. And I think it's hard for people to get into like, I guess like acoustic music, because I mean, especially if our music isn't meant to be acoustic, you know. So hopefully we get like more people, and like people like our sound now.
Yeah, what he said.
And I mean, it's really possible because your songs have been doing pretty well on Spotify. I mean, you have thousands of listens on your songs. You have a solid monthly listeners. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen soon.
It's pretty cool whenever I check like the Spotify app and see where like people are listening to. Like there's people streaming like in London, which is pretty weird but pretty cool at the same time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think we've actually ever been. Have we headlined the show?
I don't even know.
I don't think we've actually headlined like an actual show.
Mm-hmm.
We might have. I think we have. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you guys are going to get there pretty soon.
Thank you. Hopefully we do.
See, and I feel like it's mostly just like getting that live sound, because before we were all over the place, you know, and then like now it's like it's an actual band sound, you know. So hopefully people are like, oh yeah, we like their vibe, and we get more shows.
Did you like dress up as a lemon, or was that just a coincidence?
Yes, so.
That was just a coincidence. I like wearing the sweater because I just like it. But Steve always says I look like Arthur Yeah.
Oh.
Like the meme where it's just like that.
This one, the fists. Where did you get the beanie? It looks really nice.
Now you were waiting.
I made it myself.
You got him started.
Shout out to QP Embroidery. It's my embroidery business.
Oh, for reals?
Follow us on Instagram.
Oh shit! How did you get into that?
I just kind of saw it on the internet, and I kind of wanted to do it with my girlfriend because I saw people doing it. I was like, I feel like that's something she'll be into, and I don't know. I guess I like to pick up hobbies now and then, and I kind of bought an embroidery machine. I was like, I'm gonna do this, but it's a lot harder than I thought it was. So yeah, it's not really. I mean, we get orders here now, and we're trying to focus on like custom stuff. So like, if anyone has a design they want done custom, we do that.
Any bands go his way for some merch?
Yeah, bands too. I actually made some Lemon Trees beanies.
I was about to ask that. Like, if you guys made your own merch,
we have. Yeah,
we've had merch. Yeah,
we just. It's kind of hard to do merch too, because yeah, it's just hard. It's hard to do merch. It's hard to find like a good price for merch, and then like it's hard to find someone that could do it and like deliver like a quality product, you know? Because like we don't want to like sell merch that's gonna like fall apart or fade away, you know? And like also like I don't know, pricing's a big thing. That's why I made beanies to sell, and those kind of did sell. Hopefully I make another batch.
You don't even have any more than
yeah, we sold them pretty quick, and that was kind of like quick and easy to do. And I mean, I'm confident with the quality of them. I feel like they were pretty good, but that was like me doing it. So like we kind of got that discount where like, well, it's one of us making it, so we don't have to pay like an extra, and then we could just split it 3 ways, and that way it's a lot easier. Because like getting someone else to do merch, like you got to worry about like, so you're gonna buy like 20 shirts, got to worry about the sizing. You don't know what size is gonna sell, and then you end up with a bunch of shirts, you know, that you can't really sell, and then you have to worry about pricing, and then like, you know, you might spend like a couple $100 on merch, and then like you're just like, well, shit, I can't really sell it. Kind of got stuck with it, you know. So it's good to do merch yourself, but I kind of just do embroidery. So I haven't done any screen printed shirts or like vinyl shirts. So hopefully down the line we'll find someone that could do some really good merch for a reasonable price, you know.
I hear that screen printing is kind of difficult because I know people that do that stuff down here, and like when it comes to like multiple colors, like you have to keep doing the same design over and over, but like into like different layers. I don't know how you guys do that stuff.
Yeah, we haven't done screen printing. I've just done embroidery, but I want to get into screen printing. I kind of wish I got into screen printing before embroidery, because embroidery is kind of expensive because you have to have a machine do it, and then you have to make the design like in the software, and then it has to like stitch out, you know, because it's actual stitching. And screen printing is kind of like, it's difficult, I think, but like there's less expenses, you know. It's just kind of like the ink you use, and then the screen print, and then like the actual things you use. But I heard it is tough because like if you have multiple colors, like say you'll start off with like white, so you put like the white down, and or I think it starts off with black, actually, a dark color. Yeah. You put that, and then you put that on there, and then you got to get the next color and screen print it on. And if you have like 5 different colors, you have to do it 5 times.
Bro, you lost me at colors.
Yeah.
Merch
is hard, man.
Merch is hard.
It's hard to find quality merch.
That kind of like scares me and surprises me, because like that's what really helps like fund your stuff as a band. Because yes, you do have your music, but like I forget what kind of like where I saw where people are saying like, oh, bands are glorified shirt sellers. Like that's part of the gig where you have to show beanies, shirts, jackets, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I also have to worry about like you have to have someone in charge of it to sell in the show, you know. I mean, you can sell it yourself, but then like you'll be running fucking back and forth, like, oh, you want shirt stuff, and like I don't know, some people like, I mean, I don't want to be too like, be like, hey man, buy a shirt, you know, like
I remember
like help us support, you know.
At the first show we played when we had our beanies, this dude announced it like 15 times during the whole show.
I was trying to sell them, man, but they sold out pretty quick. I mean, like, and I think we made pretty good. We were making like what, like $40.
You were in charge, bro.
People need to remember, but we're selling a lot of beanies. I'm like, we're making like some money on the side, and it makes it worth it, because sometimes you have to drive or sometimes you have to kind of like take like a whole day to like go to the show, and like you have to set up the equipment, you got to do all this stuff, and like it makes it easier to do the show if like you know for sure, because not all the shows are gonna like pay you, and not all of them are gonna pay you good, you know, and that depends also like how much people you get, but
that's
with
even if they
merch,
pay
it's
you.
like, yeah,
True.
with merch like you kind of have that like kind of like a safety, you know. But see, it's hard to, like I said, like if you buy like the merch from someone, like you're not making it yourself, you have to buy that like in bulk, you know, and you might spend like $300-$400 on all that, and like it's gonna take a while to break even, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's the stuff I always hear about, like bands where if it's not the guarantees that you have to deal with merch to like make an income out of it. And then I always hear like horror stories where sometimes like bands are touring and they get like their stuff stolen. And that seems to be kind of common, which scares me.
Yeah, especially here in San Antonio, dude. The strip, the St. Mary's strip where the Paper Tiger is at, and some other venues. Every time I'll open up the band's Instagram, like mostly every weekend, I see
like every week, yeah,
like a band's van got broken into or something.
Yeah,
and all their stuff was stolen. That sucks.
Yeah, it's really scary. And you know, sometimes, well, I mean, I don't really use the most expensive gear, to be honest. Everything I use is like either like a Squire or I bought from a pawn shop, which I mean, people like kind of like don't do that anymore. They kind of just buy everything new, but I guess that's the benefit, you know. If someone does steal it, you didn't pay full price for all that stuff, you know. And you're like, I mean, cheap gear is good gear, you know. Like it's the player. Gear is gear, you know. It's the player that matters, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But you know, like, because I see people like Steve said, like every week or two, like you'll open the fucking sorry, I didn't mean to curse.
No, don't worry about it.
Well, you already cussed like 10 times.
Sorry, I didn't even realize I did. But you'll open like your social media and you'll see like, oh, they stole like my Gibson that's like $3,000 or like my Fender, and it's like $1,500, and you're just like, damn, like that's, and then not just that it costs a lot, it's also like when I get a guitar, like that's like my baby, you know.
Yeah, you get,
like
you're attached to that.
You're
bro.
attached to that. Like when they steal that, even if you get a new one, like
it's not the same.
yeah, like you lost that. Like that's always in your heart. Like you're like, man, I wish they didn't steal it, you know.
Yeah, the emotional attachment to it. No, but yeah, like losing the guitar, like let's say it's 33,000, like you said, and then you're on tour, like that really bites off the profit. So if anything,
yeah, it's tough. I just want to say, F you to whoever steals instruments. You really suck. I don't even think they make money off of it, to be honest. They probably just get like $100 for like a $3,000 guitar, you know. So and you bust their windshield. But see, or I find it funny whenever people get their stuff stolen, they never like care about no, it's not funny. But what's funny is they never care about like their windshield. They never care about like their car getting messed up. They're more concerned for the gear, you know. And I feel like
I want my guitar.
I'd be like that too. Like if someone stole my guitar, I'd be like, I don't care about my car. I care about my guitar.
Especially when these things like are rentals, the vans.
Yeah, that's.
Dude, we should get a van.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, actually, no, never mind. Don't get a van. Just
Get a van.
stay with the Trailblazer.
No, yeah, because I remember seeing that once on at a show because this band they were making jokes like, oh, free merch at the table, and well, they were just joking around. Everybody understood that. Some people took it literally and they stole merch from the band.
See, I feel like San Antonio's kind of not like that because, well, maybe it depends on the area because I don't know about the Strip. The Strip probably it would happen, but I feel like whenever bands have their merch table set up, like people aren't like gonna grab it, steal, and walk off. You know, I feel like here it's kind of like more chilled out, unless you're in the Strip. Maybe that'll happen in the Strip. But other venues, you know, they'll kind of like, I feel like people respect it. You know, they'll be like, oh, they're trying to like get on that grind. You know, like trying to make some money from the merch.
Yeah, I guess like certain like venues, like it was like the environment, like it's expected that, you know, you should like take care of the musicians and all that stuff and not steal from them. The show was like DIY, so like it was like a backyard show, so that's probably the reason why that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, I'm just glad it hasn't happened to you guys so far, so I hope that streak.
Knock on wood, bro.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
Another curiosity, like, have you guys like played anywhere else besides like San Antonio? Because I know San Antonio is pretty big, but like, have you guys like gone like to different cities or something, Or that's in the works?
So, I want to say it was Sal's second show as a Lemon Tree. We went to New Braunfels for a little bookstore acoustic gig at the time. And then we've been to Austin a couple times.
You know,
I enjoyed it.
I'm not
Is there a
really,
different- Oh, sorry.
I'm not too fond of shows outside the city because one, like you have to go all the way over there. There's never parking in Austin. There's never ever parking in Austin. You have to pay for parking.
No,
It's always full.
Nah, bro, hold on. I'm not gonna let you diss Austin like that, bro.
Okay, look,
Because
it's mostly
the
my fault.
city is
but
fun,
I'm
but
gonna
the
tell you
parking
a story.
sucks.
The whole thing's
So-
your fault.
So we went to a show in Austin at this little bar. We showed up, and actually, at our drummer at the time, Isaac, I took him. I gave him a ride, and we showed up to the show. We play our set, and we're like, "All right, let's dip," because like we gotta drive home, you know.
Mhm.
And the other drummer, I don't know who band. It's not their fault actually, but the other drummer was like, "Hey, can we borrow your snare?" And I was like, "Yeah." Or Isaac was like, "Yeah, man, is it cool sound?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool." They're probably just gonna play like 30 minutes or something, or like 40 minutes, or like an hour or something. Like it won't be that long.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were there and we're just waiting. And like, damn, they were taking forever, you know. And I had only paid for like I think like an hour, right? I don't know what I paid for, like an hour or two. And yeah, like they were like, man, they're taking forever. And I kept on going back and forth to my car. So I was like, I want to make sure everything's good, you know. And I think you were leaving, and you were like,
Yeah, I was already gone.
hey, like you need to pay for parking because some guy's checking for parking. And I was like, nah, bro, they won't tell me. They won't tell me. And I kept on going back, and I was like, they're probably gonna finish anyways. And dude, they took like 2 hours on their set. I don't know what they were playing.
2 hours
what
set?
genre of music, but they were playing like a long ass set. And I was just like, man, should I move my car? And I think you were like, maybe you should move your car. But I was like, fuck, I don't
I was
know if
already
should move
gone.
it. Yeah, I think they're gone already,
Yeah.
actually. I think Steve even offered, he was like, dude, I'll give you $10 to pay for the parking. And I was just like, nah, bro, I don't want to pay for parking. Like, why am I going to pay $10 if they're the other band's going to finish in like 3 minutes, you know? And I was like, I'll just move my car. I'll move my car to the gas station. And it's my fault because I knew the gas station was charging parking
And
too.
it was South by Southwest at the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
South by
So
Southwest.
everyone's
But,
there, and all the cops are just looking for a reason to give a ticket
But
out.
I was like, you know what, man, like F it, you know, like I'm just gonna park there. They're gonna take like 5 minutes anyways. And I park there, I go back, and they're kind of done, and I'm just like, all right, let's get out of here. And I'm like walking to the car, and I see a tow truck, and I'm just like, oh shit, I hope it's not my car. And then I go, and the guy's putting the boot on there, and like he's ready to tow it. And I'm just like, whoa! And I was like, bro, I just parked here, man. Like, I'm like, what happened? He's like, sorry, bro, there's nothing I could do, you know, like. You know, you got to pay $5 for parking or like $20 for parking. I was just like, bro, like, dude, I was playing a show, like we're landing their snare, like we were about to leave, bro. I'm like from San Antonio, like if you tow my car, I have to wait till like tomorrow to get it, and like I don't have money to pay for like a hotel room. And he was like, there's nothing I could do, man, nothing I could do. And I was like, come on, man, like I can't pay you something like let me pay you or something like to like so you won't tow my car. And he was like, do you know what, man, I'll do it for $150. And I was like, damn, $150. And I was like, and I pulled out my wallet, and I had like I think it was like $50. And I was like, bro, I only got $50. Like, what if I give you the $50? Like, are you cool with that? Like, that's all I have. And the dude was like, there's an ATM inside the station. And I was like, bro. I was like, dude, I don't have money. I might have like $20 in my ATM account. I'm not gonna lie, I did have money, but I didn't want to pay.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I didn't want to pay $100. But I was like, dude, I only got $20 at the ATM, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, please. And he was just like, you know why it was wrong to park here, right? And I was like, yes, man, I get it. Like, I wasn't supposed to park here, but it was just for like 5 minutes. Like, come on. Like, I don't want to wait a whole day to get my car. And he was like, all right, just go to the ATM, see what you got. And I was like, man, F this guy. And I went to the ATM and I took out $20. I had more money, but I didn't want to take out more. I was like, F this guy for making me go through this. It was my fault. I'll admit that.
Yeah,
but,
he's a dumbass.
but still, I gave him $70 and he was like, all right, man, you know what you did wrong though, right? And I was like, bro, just
this guy.
take the boot
guilt
off,
trip.
like get out of here. Like, let me go home.
So one more thing about that night, in the same parking lot, I drove up, and you know it was downtown,
Mhm.
Anywhere downtown, when they have parking, they have the guy wearing the neon vest, right, telling you,
Yeah.
come over here, park here, whatever, right? I pull up, homeboy. He's telling me to come here, to park here, and I park there. He helps me park and all that, right? And he's like, it's gonna be $25. And I'm like, 25? And he's like, yeah, it's only cash. And I was like, you know what, fine. I give him 25, right? We go to play a show. And I come back, and we go inside the venue, and Sal calls me. He's like, hey, where do I park? And so I tell him, like, hey, there's the guy right there next to the venue. Just give him 25 and he'll let you park there. And Sal's like, there's no guy. And I'm like, dude, there's the guy. Like, stop being stupid. Look for him, right? So I go back out there. The guy's gone. And I see people getting little parking tickets from a kiosk. And the parking was only like $5.
Oh.
So homeboy scammed me out of $20, $25.
Hey, you gotta respect the hustle, though.
I respect it, but we both got scammed that night.
Yeah.
But I still want to go back to Austin.
Yeah, Austin's cool, but I don't want to drive there in my car. I'll let someone else take me because I don't have a good sense of. Well, I don't pay for parking basically.
Yeah, we're cheap. Yeah,
But I don't know. There's too much parking stuff, you know. Like I don't want to drive around. Oh, $25 to park, and then you have to carry all your amp and everything
your equipment.
back and forth. Yeah.
Jeez.
If the venue has parking, then we'll go back to Austin.
Then it's a big plus.
yeah.
No, that stuff happens like even here in downtown McAllen. Because I remember the first time like I went for a show, some guy was like he was wearing like the green vest, and he had like what color the lanyard from the city of McAllen. So it's like, oh, I guess this guy's like official or something.
The same guy from Austin.
No. He's like, oh, like come over here, like pay me $20 and I'll show you a parking spot. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is right. It turns out the parking's I didn't pay him, but it turns out parking's completely free after 6 p.m. So this guy was just trying to like scam people out.
Hey, that's a good way to make money. Not a right way, but
that's a good
it's
way.
a good way.
It's a good way.
It's a good way.
Yeah.
All you need is like a $5 vest and people will pay you $25.
Yeah, and he was saying like, oh, make sure nothing happens to your car. And I'm like, what?
Scammers nowadays, man.
Yeah. But I mean, it comes with it. I mean, Austin's a nice area. It's just the parking that I hate it. When I went over there to see The Cure, and it gets really bad.
I think one of our friends went to see The Cure. I think it was Luis went to see The Cure. So you might have been there with that friend.
No, yeah. And what is like the biggest difference between like San Antonio and Austin, like in terms of like performing there? Like I wonder, like I've never been to like the actual venues. I've only been to like the stadiums or whatever you want to call them. But like, how's that like the scene?
I will say I haven't really experienced like the Austin music scene really in full. Like I don't think I've ever been to their Paper Tiger version.
Okay.
Of like a little venue, but we played at the store called Friendly Rio.
Oh, that was cool.
It was literally right outside the UT campus. So when we were playing, there's a bunch of UT students coming in from parties and all that. And
It
so
was-
it was pretty cool to see like people our age.
Mhm.
Like we're playing with people our age. So that was pretty cool. Over here we play with people our age and all that, but the crowd was bigger in Austin sometimes. I would say that.
Yeah, that show was cool because it wasn't like the typical venue. It was like literally a corner
It
store.
was literally a corner store.
Yeah.
We were
Oh,
playing
wow.
in the aisles in front of like the candy bars.
It was really cool.
Shout out
That's
Friendly
so badass because I've been seeing that on TikTok as well, where people are playing like at Denny's, the Denny's Grand Slam, whatever it was
Rio.
called,
Denny's, yeah.
and there's people playing at 7-Eleven. So I mean, it's
Did you know that
I
was
think
in
it's pretty
Houston?
cool.
The Denny's.
The Denny's video was it was a local Houston band.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah, and they tried suing Blink-182 because Blink-182 used their Denny's idea for a tour promotion. And that's how I found out they were from Houston.
Damn.
That should be our next gig.
And Denny's right
Or the
there.
album release should be done at.
It's gonna be at Denny's on the right in front of the.
Oh, your video cut off. I wasn't sure what you guys said.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I just saw it like
Yeah.
glitch out. I was like, hopefully they got whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was just a little stupid joke.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I was
Yeah,
seeing
we
that,
did
and there was some show where it turned out it was actually from here in the valley where there was like a circle pit of little kids, and it was like GameStop, and they were playing like hardcore music, and that also went viral. So I mean, it's cool that it's not just venues, it's like all these other spots that are just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see stuff like that because that's more like a community thing, you know.
Mhm.
Like it's like people like just like, hey, let's just do this, you know. I know here they have that thing with there was like a ditch that they would play at.
Yeah, there was a I forgot what it was called. It was a street.
Oh, a street. I thought it was a ditch. I don't know.
No, the name of it was a street that's really popular here in San Antonio.
I don't know.
Marbach, I want to say Marbach
Marbach.
ditch. It's something ditch. But it got shut down because the people in the neighborhood were complaining about it, and so now I believe it got taped off and all that, so no one's allowed there anymore. I will say there was a different music scene before 2019 that was very I want to say like the local indie scene at the time.
Mhm.
That was a lot of backyard shows.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like when we were like in high school.
Yeah, that was like
getting
the
out of
high school stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a lot of house shows. Like, because I remember like every week or every week or every other week, they'd be like, "Hey, you want to go to this house show?" Or "Oh, so and so's playing over here." And there was like a bunch of house shows. I think there still is now, but like
It's not as many.
it's
now.
not as many. Like
That scene died
yeah,
back in 2019. Now it's actual venues, you know, like the King Zeppelin or the Starlighter and all that stuff.
or or maybe there is, and we're just not invited.
Yeah, maybe we're
Just kidding.
No, that's crazy because like over here, that's the main thing. Like there's two, like it's the same scene, like the same bands, but like it's either actual venue or like house shows. That's all there is. There's no like outer, I guess, greater stuff, or whatever. Like you want to say, like really really big venues.
same here on this.
Yeah, because at this point, like before we had, I think it was like 3 or 4 house shows or whatever venues that would do that stuff. Now it's only like 2. Like it really went down.
I don't even think there's any like house venues here popping anymore.
I feel like now the house shows are kind of like they're like smaller. They kind of like more of like a friend group or like the bands themselves set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, more DIY.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I see that sometimes where like certain bands get associated with that venue, and so like every time like they're performing, they're like, oh, it's their venue.
Yeah.
What was that?
Sorry if someone's yelling.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on? And what are you guys looking forward to in terms of like after the album? Like, what else are you guys planning? Is it just that, or is there other stuff that you guys have in the works?
I mean, we don't have anything planned out. We're just trying to like focus on the album, but hopefully we get more shows. Maybe we get more shows out of like San Antonio. Maybe we'll do like a Texas tour or something.
Texas tour will be fun.
If you guys ever come to McAllen, I would love to host you guys.
The plan one, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna take you up on that.
Nah, for reals. I mean, because I've been trying to get different bands from other areas. I'm not sure what I could say right now because there's stuff in the works. But like I'm getting bands from like Houston, El Paso, and a bunch of other areas. So I mean, if you know the indie scene, people already know what these bands are going to be. But I'm pretty excited, and I would love to have you guys as well.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll be down. Just let us know.
Mm-hmm. When do you guys think? When you guys plan to do like a Texas tour? Like when would that be?
Dude, I don't even know.
Like a rough estimate.
After the album.
After the album.
So, dude, I don't even know how long this album's gonna take. To be honest,
I would say like the summer, like you know the actual bands always do, you know, the little Texas summer thing. Maybe
the summer would probably be the best. It's gonna be hot, but
that's the point, bro.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's honestly better in the summer because right now like the wind has like it's been like really cold and raining a lot, and that's like really affected shows right now. It's been bad.
So yeah, I would probably say maybe the summer. Don't take me up on that, but maybe the summer.
You heard it here first. Damn. Did you guys, like, out of curiosity, did you guys get like any freezing temperature over there or no? Because when that freeze hit us, it was getting pretty bad.
Yeah, I had to go to work, and when the first day it hit us and all that, so I was driving in the ice that we had over here on the highway going 35. I've never seen people go 35 miles on a Texas highway before.
Oh yeah.
I think we probably didn't get as bad as other places in Texas though.
True.
Because I know everyone was like, they were like panicking for that. Like everyone was buying toilet paper,
the oil.
going to buy. You know what everyone bought?
Toilet paper.
No, coolant or the
Yeah.
antifreeze.
Yeah.
Because I was trying
Oh.
to get some antifreeze like the day or two after,
Mhm.
and I could not find any. I went to like 5 different WalMarts to like an AutoZone. And
That's why you should have went to Advanced Auto Parts where I work. Just saying.
yeah, but I don't think the freeze was as bad as people were thinking. Or
Yeah, like the last time it
At
was
least here in San
really, really
Antonio.
bad.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's how it is because once it happened once,
Yeah,
like
people
everyone.
always expect the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that happened over here. Well, obviously you had like the oil shortage because of the freeze. And then I believe it was afterwards. There was another oil shortage. Sorry, but it wasn't because like there was like a shortage of oil, but rather one of our news networks was saying that there was going to be a shortage, and it was like false information. So the
You know
entire
what?
the entire region was like filling these gas stations, and it actually caused the oil shortage.
You know what? I heard about. Well, actually, I don't know if it was the same time, but this happened in San Antonio too. Do you remember that, Steve?
This was like in high school.
It was like when we were in high school.
Yeah.
A news station was like, "There's going to be an oil shortage," and then everyone on the internet was like, "There's going to be an oil shortage,"
Mhm.
and because of that, everyone like drove to the pumps. Like as soon as they heard that, there was like long lines, like everywhere you would go.
Even like the little corner stores
Yeah.
only had one pump. I
Like,
remember seeing car lines.
Literally,
Oh my God.
everyone in San Antonio wanted to put gas, and then a day later, they were like, "Okay, now we have a shortage because people made a shortage."
No,
But
yeah,
that was a while ago.
yeah, that was a couple of years back too, and I'm just like, what's going
Yeah,
on?
I
Because
forgot about that.
it's because like I'm from like a really small town over here in the valley, and I saw like a giant line of cars, and I'm like, is there celebrities? Like something's going out to Stripes because we never get that many people. And I saw some of my neighbors. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, oh man, like we're running out of oil. And I'm like, what? But yeah, it's I don't know, crazy stuff.
Yeah, people get crazy.
Mhm.
You know what we should do is when this album comes out, we should be like, "Oh, you guys should stream the album or buy the album
Or else
because
there's
there's gonna be a
no oil.
shortage."
There should be
There's no oil,
a shortage of CDs.
Yeah,
Did you see Best Buy no longer has DVDs?
yeah. Best Buy doesn't have a physical media
Yeah.
anymore. I think.
Oh damn.
Best Buy got no more DVDs.
Well, Xbox is doing that as well. They recently laid out their entire like physical game division.
Yeah, I think aren't they trying to do like Game Pass or something? Like
Yeah, like they're going like full on digital. It's kind of sad.
That's why PlayStation's better.
yeah, it's scary. But I will say for music, I don't think vinyls are ever gonna die because
Yeah, they're actually. I'd say they made a comeback.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I think that's more of the only sad thing is like people don't really listen to it.
Yeah, it's for the aesthetic.
It's more of an aesthetic thing, but
Yeah.
it's still good though because that's how bands make money, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've been seeing vinyls come back, and I've also been seeing people do cassettes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cassettes are cool too.
Mm-hmm. Damn. How do you guys feel about that stuff? Like when it comes to like music just becoming fully on digital. Like I mean, it already is in a way because of streaming services, but the fact that people are losing ownership of everything is like I find that kind of baffling.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know because we're kind of like in it already, so I feel like it would have made a big difference if we were like a band that started like 10 years ago, you know,
Mhm.
when that was like really happening and like there's that transition. Now it's like it's just there, you know, and like the good thing is you don't have to have like a record label or you don't have to have someone to professionally produce your album and
Mhm.
to put it out there, you know. Like now you could literally with technology, you know, you just get an interface and a computer and a DAW, and you could like record something that sounds pretty good, you know, and just put it on Spotify. And the benefit is like, you know, if people listen to it, like, you know, you could get it, you can make it big, you know, from streams. I guess like the downside is you don't really get paid as much
Mm.
if someone were to like actually buy your stuff. And I don't know, I guess there's downsides and there's
Yeah.
upsides, but I think if people really like your music, they'll buy like a physical versions or merch, you know, to support
Mhm.
you. But I mean, it sucks that you don't really get money from streams and stuff. But
Because it's not
also-
even it's like what- it's like not even a penny. It's like half a penny or like quarter penny per stream or something like that. It's crazy.
yeah,
Like on you said like on Spotify we have all those streams and all that. The first album was in 2020. From like 2020 to now, I've only made like 100 maybe $100
Oof.
altogether just from streaming.
Don't spend it all at
That's
once.
it. Yeah, I guess.
No, but yeah, that's just like anytime you guys ever come over, like I'm gonna buy merch for sure. Like right here, I have some of the CDs I buy from like different bands, and then I'm always supporting them just because I know like how bad it gets just from hearing from stories from my friends. It's just I don't know.
No, yeah, I appreciate that because
Mhm.
it is kind of bad, I guess, because I don't know, it's just tough to make money as a musician. But I guess
Yep.
that was always the case unless you were like really popular, you know.
True.
Even then, like it's just a bunch of loans like you get from the labels.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't really talked about it, but me personally, I don't think I'd ever sign a label.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
don't think I would either.
like we're at that point where like technology is like so accessible, like
Mhm.
stuff that like studios use, you know, you could literally like buy a Guitar Center or like Walmart or like Amazon and you could record something that's pretty good, you know, like maybe you have to send it to someone to like mix or master it, but
Mhm.
it's more accessible, you know, so like now you could like record stuff that sounds pretty good. Back then you'd have to go through that, you know,
Yeah, you have
find
to.
someone.
DIY king over here, bro.
No, but I'm glad you guys have that outlook because it's been like the biggest discussion in music right now with Taylor Swift when she was going against her label saying, "Hey, I want to own my masters." So it's good that you guys are thinking forward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I've heard a lot of, actually I think I've only heard bad stuff from labels, to be honest.
Mhm.
The only good thing I've heard from labels is like when artists are like, "Oh, I'm gonna make my own label," you know, and they'll have
Yeah.
their own thing. But I don't really hear too much about that stuff like afterwards, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I think labels are kind of dying.
Mhm.
We're gonna start our own. It's gonna be called the Lemon Tree Records. Or Lemon Tree Records.
Lemon
That
Tree
would be cool,
Records.
actually.
That actually sounds like a pretty cool label name.
Actually, I think it's on Moving On. That's what I put for the label on the Spotify. So I was like, just in case, and I looked it up, and I was like, there's no Lemon Tree Records out there. So I was like, you know what, just in case, I put it on the song.
Mhm.
So if anyone tries to make that, I already copyrighted it.
Yeah, you better go get your money. Well, I'm not sure how much time you guys have left because I know it's already been like an hour. If you guys want to promote anything else, you can go for it right now. Like plug in your social media, Spotify, everything. Go for it.
Sal, you want to do it? I always do it. Maybe Sal. Maybe Sal could.
Go for it.
I would
You're the
say I
lead.
would want to do it, but I think I'm gonna get all the social media names wrong. So
Oh.
I'll let
Be
you
like,
guys
yeah, our Instagram's Trees Lemon.
see. I don't really know what the handles are.
Honestly, we have Spotify. We're on Spotify, Apple Music. We're on all streaming platforms. Just under the Lemon Trees. Our main source is Instagram, the Lemon Trees 210. There is the Lemon Trees _210. That's the old account, but I no longer have access to that.
I was about to ask that because that was like one of your first posts on your social media that you lost access to that account.
Yep,
Okay.
that was the original account, but I don't know. I don't remember the password from that, so I had to start a new one back in like
Rip.
21, I believe. We're on Facebook under the Lemon Trees. We're not on Twitter though. I will say that, or X, whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
Like I said, we have the Archer show coming up, and then the Sandsburger joint, and then Pink Zeppelin all in that 1 week. The music coming soon, very, 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 very soon.
Maybe very soon.
Maybe very soon.
Maybe very soon.
But it's coming. It's coming.
Shout out to Fred. I'm gonna give a shout out to Fred.
If anyone wants stuff recorded,
True.
Go reach out to Fred. I don't know what his.
I don't know his
handle
Instagram,
is.
but just look under our following on the Lemon Trees and all that.
You know what?
Look
Mhm.
up Freddie. and
We're
he'll
gonna
be
make a post. So if you go on our Instagram, we're gonna post Freddie's face and his app. If you want to get stuff recorded, because he's looking for bands.
Yeah, he's looking for bands.
He's looking for bands. So if you want to get stuff recorded, you know,
If you can send me like his pictures or flyers, think that I'll post it on the video.
I'm just gonna send you a picture of his face.
Yeah, just
Okay,
his face.
that could work perfectly.
Unfortunately, Julian can make it. So shout out to Julian.
Yeah,
He's
shout
at
out to
work.
Julian.
And just shout out to everyone who listens. Honestly, from day one,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool to see that we still have like, I think we're at 106 monthly listeners right now. It goes up and then it goes way down, and then it goes.
Yeah,
up
but
and
it's
goes down.
still
just like a roller coaster.
it's still a solid number. Like it's not it's
Yeah,
nothing like
so
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate all the people that listen to us. Yeah. Honestly,
Mhm.
I really do.
No,
Also,
honestly,
I
it
just want to
was,
say these mics don't actually work. We try to set them up, but yeah, we've been pretending to use them the whole time. So just thought y'all should know. Maybe they do work. I don't know.
I was like, what are you talking about, dude?
These mics don't work.
Don't listen to this guy, dude.
I don't know.
honestly, it was great having you guys. Getting to like know you and not just listen to your music, but like also get to know you guys. I really look forward to like working with you guys. Whenever you guys are ready, just let me know and I'll set it up.
Nah, I'm telling you, bro. You set it up. Send us the details, and we'll be there.
Yeah.
All right,
but try to make it on the weekend, though.
Yeah, try to make it on the weekend.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, by the way. This is a really good interview.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, we're just kind of like standing there, we're just like, yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I'm still trying to adjust to it because like I'm not like even though you guys are like right there on my screen, I'm looking at the camera, so it's kind of weird. So I'm still adjusting to that compared to like in person. But I mean, it's something to try out.
Oh yeah, this is great.
It's like a little podcast.
Yeah, I mean, sorry we couldn't make it over there. It would have been better. Hopefully,
we're 4 hours apart.
Yeah, hopefully in the future we'll actually go over there. Maybe when you have the show, we'll have an actual interview,
the in-person version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then like one thing I always tell bands like one thing I always tell bands like if you guys ever come whatever like whenever I host shows, I'll make sure to like take care of you guys like when it comes to food and all that stuff because I know how like the struggle is. Like obviously you're not coming with a lot of money, so I usually give the bands like a meal. And it's usually like my favorite spots like barbecue. Like that's one of my favorite foods. So I'll make sure you guys get
good.
Barbecue is good.
No, we'll just go over there right now, bro.
Yeah, we're just gonna head over there.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.